Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I hope that you guys are enjoying your day. Honey, we have to talk about Rose and Brett. If you don't know who Rose and Brett is, they have a channel, interracial couple channel. They have kids. Rose has two boys from a previous marriage or relationship, and she has now birthed two children from Brett for Brett, right? And so I got into this because one of my subscribers asked me to check out the channel. Now, I had never heard of this channel prior, but honey, I understand why she asked me to check it out because it is a whole lot of drama going on with this channel. Now, I can't figure out if this channel is supposed to be pro-divester or divesting, but not necessarily pro-divester, or just the wretched hood mommy sector. I can't figure it out because there's a lot going on. And so I understand my subscriber asked me to check it out. So that's why I'm doing this video, right? So let's get started. So there is this interracial couple called named Rose and Brett. The name of their channel is Queen of Kings, right? And evidently they've been on for a while. I understand that Rose just got a plaque for having over 1 million subscribers, right? She showed that plaque. And I understand also that she's got a lot of there. I found out that there are a lot of channels, that really don't care. Um, Not necessarily for Brett, but they don't care for Rose. But then some people don't care for Brett or Rose, and then some people don't care for Brett. Honey, it's a whole hot mess. That's why, and I went back and I watched some of her earlier videos, right? And she's portraying this perfect family. That they really love each other. And they, all the kids, the blended families, really get along with one another, and this, that, and the other, right? So this is Rose and Brett with their children, right? They have two boys. This is their children. But also, like I said, Rose, from a previous relationship, she has two sons as well, right? And the reason why these are her the oldest boys. These are her children from another relationship, right? And I understand that there had been at least some issue with her, her first two children's father, and custody, and trying to get a passport for him. Like it seemed like he wanted to make it hard for him, but this is only coming from her, perspective, because we didn't hear anything from him, right? Like he's not like Brett. He's not online. He ain't all on the videos. You know what I mean? He ain't all on the audio. Right? So I seen one video. It was really, really old, to where she was talking about when her and Brett were dating. I don't. He said, I believe he said he wasn't really in love with her like that, but he did go to help her retrieve her children from the father early on in the relationship, right? And so now I saw another video, and I had put two and two together, right? But there was a video that said that Rose and Brett worked in Vegas. I'm gonna give you a little backstory about that because I found out, child, moving forward. So at one point in time, Rose and Brett worked in Vegas. Rose was a dancer. She said she was a dancer. And Brett said he was, security, right? Some kind of security guard, or person like that in Vegas, right? So that's not unusual. Nothing wrong with that, right? But come to find out, Rose, had been, a stripper, in Vegas, and he was also security. I guess at one point in time for the club that she stripped at, but maybe not at first, because I also seen a video. Y'all excuse me if I'm going back and forth, but it's so much, right? But I also seen a video that said that she saw Brett in a club or something like that, and he was with his friend, and she went up to him and gave him her number, and the friend took the number and threw it in the trash. And Brett said that he retrieved it from the trash, and then he called her, and I'm assuming that's how the friendship started or something like that, right? But a little further on down the line, when we get into the toxic side of things, we're going to hear another whole version of the story, right? So anyway, fast forward to Rose. I've seen many, many videos of them being, happy together. They moved from Vegas to Arkansas. Made it seem like everything was fine, in Arkansas. I really didn't see a lot of problems, but I picked out a couple of videos. I found this video interesting when it said making up for cheating on my wife in her dream, a first time homeowner. So right when they moved to from Vegas to Arizona, they brought a home, and Brett was doing a lot of home improvement stuff, as well as working. And Rose is doing her, YouTube thing. And another thing about that I found interesting, that when you look at some of Rose's videos, she's, for a married woman, she's very how can I say this? She's very kind of extra explicit when it comes to some things that she, puts on her videos, and I understand that sex sells, you know what I mean? But if you're a married woman, how is your husband allowing you to do that? Because he's in a lot of the videos. She does a lot of these stretching routines, and then a lot of these routines, he's flexing. They're very provocative positions. Now, this is your husband, right? So, but like I said, when they start going toxic, it explains a lot, right? So, anyway, for the longest time, they seemed like this happy couple. She had one baby by Brett, which made her have three boys then. But when the second baby came along, it would appear that she had, severe postpartum, right? Because she started to spiral, right? So I guess in an attempt to make her feel better, her and Brent, as well as Brett's family, took a trip to Hawaii, right? So they're in Hawaii, and Rose is saying that she wants to stay. She wants to stay in Hawaii. And I don't know really what Brett felt about that offline. I'm sure he didn't feel good about it, but he, decided to appease her or whatever. And so they decided to move to Hawaii, right? And I'm like, wow, okay, just like that. But anyway, she's blaming it on her sign. But at this point in time, she's starting to, really kind of seep into a downward spiral, right? Now, at first look, you would think that she's dealing with some type of postpartum depression, and whatnot, and that's normal for some women to have to deal with postpartum. But what Paula Rose is going through, it was a lot, right? And she's also, by this time, when she goes to Hawaii, she shaves her head, right? Now she's going through all this stress. She's dealing with people on the internet, trolls coming from her, trolls doxing her, just demeaning her all over the place, making it seem like Brett is the victim in this whole situation. It's our roads destroying everything, and our roads lead to roads when it's being negative, right? Brett ain't doing nothing. He's just trying to, be there for his wife and all of this and all of that. Child, there are two sides of every story in a marriage, and we know when it comes to the internet, that people will troll you if you allow them to, especially if they know that they are getting to you. And I think this is what happened with Rose, right? So in the midst of her postpartum, and also just let me say, I think that now I can't diagnose her, never met her, but along with postpartum, I think that Rose may be possibly bipolar, but she's definitely dealing with some childhood trauma, and we're gonna get into that, right? So she's got all this pressure on her, right? And she shaves her head. Now, when you shave your head, this is a clear sign that you have, in the midst of a stressful situation. We've seen it before online. We saw Britney Spears do something like this. I have seen people in this sector do something like this. So she shaved her head, and she also, even after she shaved her head, it was mentioned that Brett likes women with long hair and big tatas, right? Big tatas, to the point to where I saw a video where she was once contemplating, getting a breast augmentation, getting her breast larger, right? So it says something about they spent $10,000 and she backed out. I don't blame her. I wouldn't change my body for anybody. But also a part of her shaving her head, I think it was kind of rebellious, right? Like honestly, like especially if she's got bipolar. She's dealing with postpartum. She's dealing with a whole lot of stress, right? And ain't no telling what's going on for real in her marriage, to the point to where she had this video where she was talking to her father-in-law when she was like really crying and eating and all of this at the same time. And I really feel bad for her. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, like I really do. I don't care what all these people say. I think that she is going through something, not only bipolar and postpartum. I think that she's finally dealing with her childhood trauma, right? And trying to deal with it. But I really wish some, and I really, nobody can make you go get help when it comes to mental illness. But I wish it was some way that Rose could get some help for her mental issues, right? Because it seems like she's a really sweet person. I don't have anything against her. I don't care what she had to do, to take care of her kids when she was in Vegas. I don't even know. I don't even care, what it was that Brett, you know, what he felt like he had to do, because he's come on camera and he's talking about, he was, being a bodyguard for some shady people and all of this and all that. I guess that's just a part of being in Vegas, right? So, but let's go back to when they was in Vegas, child. So they did it down. So some of these trolls, some of these people, or Rose does these sporadic lives, right? And in these sporadic lives, Brett and her are really, really arguing, like really, really bad, right? So I listened to one of these lives that was deleted. Child, and she was spilling all kind of tea on him, right? She was like, when I was a stripper, no, Brett was like something about, he was a security guard or something, in one of the clubs that she was stripping in, and he said she would bring him up on stage and make him do something, right? And he lost respect for her, meaning he ain't never had respect for her. And I believe him when he said that, even though it was in the midst of an argument. The reason why I believe him when he said that is because the way that he allows his wife to be real explicit online, right? And he helps her be real explicit online, like it's he gets off on other men desiring her or whatever, right? I seen one video where they're supposed to have been going to some company dinner, and he wanted her to wear these shorts and just look really young and flirty and all of this and all of that, right? So they're talking online, and she's shouting, she's railing against him, and she was like, and you would take me to meet clients and all of this and all that. And I was like, Lord, was Brett being security before they got together for her when she was escorting, in Vegas? Like, was he supposed to be her security? You know what I mean? Not necessarily her pimp, but security. You have, pimpish like, you know, personality or something. I don't know, child. But anyway, I found all that interesting. She spilled so much tea about Vegas. She said that when they were in Vegas, when she met Brett, he was sleeping on in somebody's basement on a mattress, and and he was like, "Well, because I was trying to save money," and she was like, "I let you come live in my." Apartment that's not in the hood, but I was scared to come to your apartment. Your mattress on the floor, apartment, but it was in the hood, and he was like, I was trying to save money and all of this and all that, right? And so also they argue about money. Rose, she was at first she was saying she paid for everything. She said she even paid for her own push present, this Range Rover that Brett had supposedly had gotten her as a push present when she was pregnant with her second child. She said she the one paid for that child, and she said she the one pretty much that bought the house, right? That they moved into Arizona. And then she went back and said that that wasn't true. She deleted that live. She said that wasn't true. And then she put something on her community wall, proving that that wasn't true. She said that out of anger. Let me see if I can find that. No, that's not it. This something else. Anyway, she put proof on her community wall that I guess Brett and her brought the home together. This is recent, right? So this is her channel. She says, I get it. She said, I get it, you guys, because I said it. And she did say it, right? And she said, but I was and a little bit and drinking a little bit and in an argument with my husband. Now, while she's having all these really, really bad arguments, right? She's trying to imply that he's abusive. At one point in time, he gets so mad that he comes towards her. She jumps up with the camera and all of this and all that. She's talking about something. He smashed the door. And just said he can't have a relationship with a woman in the past, including the mother of his child, because he's abusive. She said you don't even, see your daughter and all of this and all that. But anyway, about the finances, about the house, she said, she said she was drinking a little bit and in an argument with my husband. Please don't take this and run. How can they not take it and run with it, Rose Honey, if you said it online? Because when you say it online, it becomes everybody's business, right? She says, let's knock it off with a quote unquote, your husband's broke. I mean, that's what you said, Rose. You said you foot the bill for everything, right? You even said that you had a sugar daddy while you was married to the man and all of this and all of that. Girl, she said, I personally will not be with a broke man. She said, if we know anything about the home buying process, then we know that the underwriter does not play about thoroughly making sure that a person has on paper X amount of money, right? She said this is why my husband is on the home loan for our $500,000 house, right? She said within that process you have to, let me try to find number two. Within that process, you have to show, money, right? Bank statements, and 2 years of income on paper. My husband purchased us a home. Uh, she said, hold on a minute, I'm getting up. She said, my husband purchased us a home and put me on the title of the home. She said, he also pays for insurance for my children she said, insurance for my children and I. She says, retirement plan, life insurance, etc. My husband is 6'5" and makes six figures. Let's not take a woman arguing with her man while drinking and emotional and run with it. Because, girl, you the one said it, right? You know your haters are gonna run with it, Rose. I mean, come on now. She said I also was never talking to you guys in that live video. I was clearly talking to my husband the whole time. So before you come out with the so you were lying, I was trying to piss my husband out, period. Well, it pretty much worked, Rose, because girl, whether you was drunk or not. So anyway, she also showed the mortgage, information or whatever, everything's blocked out, but she showed that as well. And she said she wouldn't be, with a broke man. Now I believe that, hopefully, you know what I mean? But do I believe that she foot the bill for a lot of stuff? I think that she did, because I think like that Rose likes to spend more money than Brett, and Brett likes to save, right? And so that will make sense. They were also arguing under one video about her spending like over $2,000 or $3,000 to get plane tickets back to Arizona after she wanted to move to Hawaii. After he went back home when she wanted to move to Hawaii, and got things together while he was at home, while he flew back to Arizona. I guess he was, taking too much time. And she was saying, my husband done left me. I don't know if he coming back, all of this and all of that. And I was like, oh my goodness, is he coming back? I saw that video. Yes, he did come back. She's talking to him on the phone. She's crying. She's not sure. She's erratic. I kind of understand why she was wondering if she would come back, if he would come back or not. Because, like, why would you just up and go on a trip and want to stay in Hawaii? And that really is one of the most expensive states, in the country, right? So you just want to move there, right? But I kind of get what's going on with that, right? I kind of get it. So recently, Rose had a conversation with her mom online, right? And evidently, she's been talking about her past family issues, her past trauma and whatever. But evidently, I seen a video, and her and her mama are talking. She's in Hawaii. The mama's wherever she is, right? And they get to talking, and Rose start talking about, the past, some past, things that have happened, when she was younger, right? So they start talking about the father, and some things that she did. Now, a lot of people are cheering this woman on. Let me tell you something, Jeranda girl, you are in competition with your daughter, right? You are narcissistic. People call Rose narcissistic, and all of this and all that, and they are taking this mother's side, because they don't like Rose or whatever, right? And so they are trying to make the mom and the husband into victim and calling Rose a narcissist, right? Rose got a lot of stuff going on. Her mama jumped on that thing because she knows that Rose has over 1 million subscribers. So she's gonna show out on Rose on the video, right? So Rose ends the video. Rose starts telling the story of when they were, when her and Brett got married. So her mama at the wedding start calling her bees and all of this and all of that. And I think her mom, if anybody, is narcissistic and very toxic, right? And whatever flawed qualities that Rose has, honey, she get it from her mama. She get it because she was clearly raised up in a toxic relationship, right? Now there is a lot of stuff that Rose said about her mama, but like I said, girl, you are getting older and you are the mommy, right? This is the mama in the middle, right? So this is Rose on one side, another one of her daughters on the other side, and she is in the middle, right? Now it was also said that her mama used to strip, Rose used to strip, and evidently another one of her sisters used to strip. So she got 10 kids. The mama's got 10 kids. So Rose has got 9 brothers and sisters. And at least a couple of them followed after their mama. But now she's getting older, and she's making videos talking about some honor your mother and all of this and all that. And people are backing her up, right? So she gets online and does this video, right, talking very disparagingly about Rose because Rose spilled some tea about her, right? So she's spilling tea about Rose. Rose said that she don't like her. Rose said that the mom didn't like her 2 younger children, which are by Brett. I don't think it's that she don't like them, Rose. I think that she's just jealous of your relationship, and she's very manipulative. She said that Rose is weak and all of this and all that. I have seen parents like this before. Rose, she thinks that you are weak. She thinks that you can run over you, and now I understand why you keep running further and further away from her to the point that you are in Hawaii. But what you need to do to get a peace of mind, baby, is get you some therapy, and leave this woman alone because she is very toxic, right? And she's on here. She's saying you're defaming her character, but she's defaming your character, and moreover, she's defaming herself, right? So look at how Rose is looking as this lady is talking, right? Clearly, there's some childhood trauma that has gone on. Rose tells the story of how her dad wanted her to come live with him, and Rose also told us. Rose also said that her mom slept with Rose's dad's son, which is Rose's brother, slept with him when he was 17 years old. Now this is not her son, but it is the husband's son, Rose's dad's son, and he come to stay with them, and she had slept with him when she was 17 years old. Honey, why she say that? Jeranda, the mom, has been trying to walk it back ever since, right? Now I believe Rose don't have no reason to lie about this, and I believe that she is so narcissistic and egotistical when she was married with that man. I do believe she did that. I absolutely believe she did that. I don't think Rose lied about that, and she know Rose didn't lie about that. And she got mad at Rose, and that's why she's been trying to defame Rose online on her own. And she's also feel a way about Rose having a successful platform, right? And she comes online and she says these very derogatory things about her own child. In the first place, if you are a woman of God, like you claim to be, you wouldn't be online speaking this way about your daughter, Jeranda, okay, in the first place. And you know that you are feeding the trolls, and you are acting like, well, I have a right to defend myself, against the lies and defamation. Child, she ain't lied against you. And then she said she underwent domestic violence when it came to the dad, right? But I'm thinking the reason why they got into it physically, into a physical altercation, is cause Jeranda, the mom, slept with his son, the 17-year-old, right? Because she feel like she got something to prove. I mean, look at her, right? So they get it from their mama. right? So Rose is dealing with a whole lot of childhood trauma. And like I said, I don't blame her childhood trauma on her. I blame her childhood trauma on her mother, right? So she gets on her, she speaks bad about Rose, right? And then she gonna write this post right here telling us, my heart is broken because I don't agree with cyberbullying and hurting people. Clearing up lies is right to do, especially when the lies involve you. Now, this is called gaslighting. This is called being very manipulative, right? She said, as I did, she said, but bullying is not okay. Please stop dragging at Queen of Kings. It breaks my heart. I still love her. And she has 1 million followers. Listen to this. And half believe her. But I am stronger than Rose. I've been through more. I can handle people talking mess, okay, about me. But Rose can't. And mental health is real. She said it can drive people to unalive themselves. Is that what you want Rose to do? Is that your ultimate goal, honey? She said, so stop the bullying. Please let it go. Show Rose, a young mother, some love and forgiveness. I forgive her. I forgive her, and God forgives too. Right. So you are playing the victim, Jeranda. You are making it seem like Rose is the villain, right? But you're telling people to stop cyberbullying her after you know she's been cyberbullied and attacks and docs and everything. But you're gonna come out here with this nonsense because she said what she said about you, and you admit that you're stronger than her, but you still cyberbullying her. So then she comes up, she put this post that says amen, says when evil people come to devour me, when my enemies and foes attack me, they will stumble and fall. Though a mighty army surrounds me, my heart will not be afraid. Even if I am attacked, I will remain confident. The only person that she is talking about is Rose, but you just asked people to leave Rose alone and stop cyberbullying her, right? So then after she wrote that, she posted this, and then she goes on to write this. I said, baby, make it make sense. She says, as Kendrick Lamar, the great, said, quote, you don't tell no lies about me, and I won't tell no truth about you. I was like, baby, no, she didn't. And somebody wrote under the chat, Mama J. Look, Mama J. They already call her Mama J. Mama J, you most definitely popped out and showed her talking about her own daughter, right? I'm like, oh my God. But this is after you ask the people to stop cyberbullying her, right? But you're such a good mom, right, Kendra? No, Kendra, you are narcissistic. You ought to be shaming yourself. You ought to be shaming yourself the same way that Rose has those arguments in front of her kids when her kids is running around and all that toxicity. She get it from you, honey. She get it from her mama. And you out here praying and trying to act like you an angel. But no, you're not, honey. You manipulative. You're narcissistic. You trying to run over this girl to the point to where she done moved all the way to Hawaii to get away from you. Ain't no telling what you really was asking her to do in the background. So anyway, Jeranda, she wrote a book, y'all, and it's called Breaking the Cycles of Abuse. And it's on Amazon, right? So in this book, evidently she's talking about her relationship with Rose's dad. And at one point in time, Rose's dad, I guess she was going back and forth. I think that he has more than one child by her, and he wanted his kids to live with him, right? And so Rose talked about that. She talked about that, going back and forth with the dad and all of this and all of that, right? And she talks about she talks just a whole lot of stuff right there going back and forth pretty much. But like I said, if you was any kind of decent mom and you were not toxic, you wouldn't be going back and forth with this girl, right? But you are the source of her childhood trauma. You and now she got 10 kids, but she don't have this she don't have all of her kids ain't by the same father, right? Two or three or one by one guy, two or three by another guy. Y'all know how they go, right? She a baby mama to a lot of kids, basically, right? And Rose said that some of her kids don't even fool with her. One of them in particular said she tried to say she talked to her all the time, and then she admitted she ain't heard from her in a year, right? And Rose is battling all this. I think she's battling postpartum depression. I think she's battling bipolar. I know that she's definitely dealing with childhood trauma. With a mama like this coming on, you are trying to defame Rose's character. You are jealous of Rose, honey. You are jealous of her online success. Okay, you feel a way about it. And I don't know what it is that you want her to do for you that she didn't do, but you clearly have always been in competition with your own daughter. Now we know moms that are in competition. We have seen moms that are in competition with their daughters. But honey, you are toxic, you are ratchet. And she said that you used to work in a strip club and you admitted it too, right? And looking like, and this is the other daughter on the other side. Child, I believe it. I believe it. Like I said, she get it from her mama, right? And now you talking about honor your mother, honey. She don't have to honor your toxic self. What she needs to do is purge her soul from you, okay, so that she can be free. She need to go to therapy, right? She need to be stabilized. And when it comes to Brett, it seemed to me like he ain't strong enough to get her to do nothing, right? He too busy following behind her, right? I think he is the tail and not the head, right? And so it's unfortunate she don't know about she. It seems like she don't have nobody behind her, telling her that she need to get some mental health help, right? Because she got kids. Her and Brett's relationship is clearly very toxic. It's not as loving as they wanted to make it out to be, on YouTube, because there are a lot of holes going on now, right? And they did a fake. Now I seen that separated video, and I think that was clickbait, and I do think that was fake. After they did that video where she was talking about saying a lot of derogatory stuff about him. I mean, it was just a lot, right? And I do that think that it was a fake breakup video. I do believe, I'm not gonna lie, Rose. And they said downsizing gone wrong. I seen this video, right? And I agree. I don't agree with everything that these people are saying about Rose, but they are catching these videos that Rose is going online to put up, right? These so-called private videos, but she's just doing all this arguing and stuff online in front of the kids to the point to where they were wanting somebody to call CPS because they were saying a lot of dangerous things, right? And this is one of the comments says that he said, "quote You made me go on dates with you while you made money." Now I do believe that happened in Vegas before they really started going together, and the children is in the background playing and listening to all of this stuff, which means that they are used to them arguing. They are used to the toxicity. That is not safe. Okay, people were threatening to call CPS because they felt safe. I mean, they feel unsafe for the children, because I mean they're online. The children are on. The reason why I show the children's face online is because she does all the time during all the videos, even when they're arguing. Right, you can hear them in the background. It's just so not cool, right? Says she did a live last night and Brett was there, and they were screaming at each other because he caught her purchasing a ticket out of Hawaii, and she ended it because he started dropping bombs about her. Child said she did one of her mom too, and her mom did the same thing to her, right? She reminded her of the time she put a pew pew to her. Rose reminded the mom of the time that she put a pow pow up to her brother's head, Rose's brother's head, and the mom got arrested for that, right? And so also the mom said that she was homeless after she got divorced for a while. After she got divorced from Rose's father and all of this and all that. Honey, she getting older. She can't slang that thing no more for change. And girls, now she say she do real estate, but Rose said you do real estate, but you don't own your own home. Girl, there's a lot of stuff going on, right? And then somebody said, look how the kids just casually playing over them screaming and yelling. You can tell this is something that's happening quite absolutely, absolutely. They become accustomed to the toxicity, and that is a dangerous thing, right? And somebody said, very good point. They are used to this, and much worse. Yeah, I believe that they are used to it and much worse, right? And so another reason why, Queen of Kings says Brett pimping her, and she fears for her. Yeah, she says she feared for her safety online. She never said that Brett was pimping her, but that's what some people likened it to when he said what he did. When she used to call him up to the stage on the club and make him do whatever, and he would drive her to whoever it is that she had a visit while she was escorting. Like I said, he was like security at first, right? And I was like, yeah. So when he said he didn't respect her, I truly believe it. And she also mentioned that when it comes to the family, he even mentioned that he was away for a lot of his first son's life when she first had him. He said he was away working and all this and all that. And then she said she even said she feels bad. She felt away, cause he kind of left her there to raise their first son, that the first son they had together. She raised him, I think she said for a year, almost a year or 6 months or something like that, by herself. But he said the reason for that is that he was away working, and all of this and all that. And I think that Rosa needs to get offline, but I think she can't get offline because this is an income, right? I think they need an income. But let me tell y'all this, honey, before I get off here, and I'm sorry, it is just so much, right? It is more. I'm talking as fast as I can, child. But anyway, another reason people were scared for the children. Now you have to be careful with this. So Brett gets online and he raises one of her sons, not his son, but one of her sons up by the neck, right? By the neck. That scared people. This looks very, very unsafe, right? I don't care if this baby say he like it or not. This is not safe. So Rose is not even looking, right? So the little boy, after he raises him up like this, I'm like, oh my God, are you kidding me? And he's normalizing this to this child, right? This little black boy, he's normalizing, taking him by the neck and hoisting him into the air, right? And the little boy said that it's just a trick. You have to put all your weight on your hands, and he can snap this child's neck, right? I'm like, oh my God. And then all of the stuff that they be having going on in the background. So the baby's, trying to explain it away. And then he also does his own child like this. The first child that she had by him, he's doing him like that. But if you notice, he's holding him on his back, right? Now with her oldest son, he's not holding him at all on his back, but with his son, he's holding his back, right? So it's not to snap his neck. And Rose got her eyes closed. She clearly don't agree with this type of behavior, but what can she say? She also, on one of her mad videos, she was talking about that he almost dropped the baby, trying to spank one of her sons, Raiden, because he wasn't doing whatever it is um, that he wanted him to do at the time. I guess he was probably agitated with Rose wanting to take it out on the kids, and he was like, "Well, I always spank them on their behind." In the first place, why are you spanking her children, her first two children, at all? You are not their father. Why are you spanking any of your kids? You are a big man. Y'all can't use y'all words. And you too big to be spanking anybody. And when it comes to her first son, now she said he is close to race. Her oldest son, she said they ace boom comb, right? She's explaining that. But when it comes to Raiden, he is more closer to his mom, as opposed to being to Brett. So you have to, when you are dealing with a situation like this, oh, and they also call Rosa racist because she makes some colorist comments. She makes comments about how a black family is raised. She called white people crazy and all this and all that. I don't think she's racist. I just think she got a stupid sense of humor, and some people take things like it seriously on the internet, right? So anyway, when it comes to Raiden and him picking up Raiden or even race by the neck, you have to deal with unconscious bias, right? And so whether Brett realizes it or not, when it comes to black men and white men, even the little boys, there is always going to be some kind of unconscious bias, right? Now, I don't know what it's going to look like when these kids get older, if they're still together, but I wish that their father would step in. You don't have no business, Brett, putting your hand on somebody else's kids. You don't even have no business putting your hands on your own kids. I do not believe in corporal punishment. Why are you spanking them at all? And especially, why are you spanking somebody else's kids? Okay, I don't care if you help raising them and helping take care of them or not. I don't feel right about that, because they are not your children, number one, and number two, you got this. It's always an underlying sense of racism, underlying. I won't even call it racism. I would call it unconscious bias. There's always that thing that goes on, especially when it comes to this, these two boys and him. So I don't feel comfortable with that. So when them people saying they want to call CPS, They don't need to be calling CPS because I mean yeah they need to call. That you absolutely need to be worried about them arguing and stuff in the background. And Rose saying that she's scared of him even if she ain't. I do think she be gaslighting him. I don't think that she's afraid of him. You know, and I think that he does get angry. You know, sometime when cause she don't. Child, she will not let it go. She just keep going and going and going. She clearly ain't afraid of this man, right? But have they had some altercations? I wouldn't doubt it. I honestly wouldn't doubt it, you know. But when it comes to these children, all four of them, I just really feel that he should not be putting his hands on those children. Neither should she. Rose said that she don't want to have no more kids. She's in one of her videos. She feeling like she want to be free. She feeling like she want to do her, which I'm thinking she get that from her mama too. Cause there ain't no telling. You know, what happened when she was a child. Like I said, I feel like Rose is dealing with a lot of childhood trauma, right? I think that she is in a toxic marriage. I really do. When a man find you, you know, on a stripper pole, even if y'all get together, it's like she married a trick, right? We done seen this before, and like she done gave him two trick babies, right? So they got married or whatever. Clearly she was making money in Vegas, and so when they got married, he wanted to move to Arizona where his family is, and he got a job. And you know, she's still earning money on YouTube. She says she's a business owner. You know, she's trying to do it the honest way or whatever. You know, but she's still helping out. It's a two, you know, income relationship, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, they got kids, you know, to the point to where, but I think it's Rose. I think it was wrong for. I don't think that Rose fully respects Brett, and it doesn't sound like Brett fully respects Rose, but not only with his words, but also his actions. Because y'all, so if y'all are fans of Brett and Queen of Kings, y'all have seen some of those racy videos. And that you know, and if he respected her as a husband, why in the world would he allow her to do all those racy videos? I seen a video of them in Hawaii. He's supposed to be in the room sleep, and she's twerking on some strangers. I'm like, huh? And I'm like, child, but she was in a manic episode, and now they supposed to have got an apartment in Vegas. They saying Brett is broke, and she broke, and she have to keep doing YouTube. She need to take a break off of YouTube because clearly it's not YouTube is not too much trolls. It's too much, and she can't take a lot. I also heard in the video, the fake separated video, to where Brett was saying that she pretty much can't do without him, making it seem like she's totally dependent on him and all of this and all that. Then the mama said, you know, she was weak and she's totally dependent on him. Rose, girl, when you can't take it no more, boo, leave. Okay, leave. Take your children and leave. Okay, but like I said, they went from being this quote unquote perfect couple, perfect interracial couple, to being ratchet TV child. They now need to be in a dysfunctional mommy sector. Okay. And I think that's why all these videos are coming out. And Rose, girl, you need to stop putting your business out on the street. Why are you going live making these videos and delete them? You know these people is downloading the videos. As soon as you hit the live button, Rose, girl, they doing it. So stop doing it to yourself. Okay. If you feel like you, and I'm thinking maybe she don't feel like she have somebody to talk to, not even her mom. But honey, YouTube is not a place for you to put your personal issues. YouTube is not therapy, Rose. Okay, that's what I tell my people all the time, girl. And I really, 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 really wish you would save yourself. Brett can't save you. Your mama can't save you. That love you want from your mama, baby, you're not never gonna get it because she narcissistic and she preying on your downfall. Okay, and she know that you got a lot of haters online, and they wanted her to come online and speak derogatory about you, Rose. And the only thing she want to do is take your shine away from you because you got this flourishing YouTube channel right now, channel, until you destroy it because you self-destructing it in front of our face, right? And but she want to clout chase off of you, child, clout chasing her book, all right, breaking the cycles of abuse. I don't even fully, if it's anything, she need to be talking about, you know, toxic relationships with your children, in my opinion. All right. And so, y'all, I know this is a long video, but if you got any of you guys are familiar with these people, you will understand. You will understand what it is I'm talking about, child. I got a whole bunch of pictures of these people's child. They was just doing the most, right? This right here is one of my favorites. I started to make this my thumbnail, but I was like, nah, I ain't gonna do it like that, right? I ain't gonna do it. But Brett, honey, he not no angel. And while everybody's trying to make you be a victim, you not a victim. Okay. You done told us what your part in the whole situation is. You don't respect your wife. Your wife don't respect you. But y'all are in the midst of this toxic relationship. She don't know how to get out. I think she want to get out. I really think the relationships run its course. But when y'all go to, putting getting the kids involved with it, y'all arguing right in front of these babies. Do y'all really care about these kids? The whole thing is toxic. And Rose had the nerve to do a video not too long ago talking about breaking generational curses. Rose, girl, I can't tell that you breaking generational curses, because I bet the fact that you are arguing in front of your children is the same thing you witnessed your mom and your dad, or your mom and her other boyfriends or husbands do. Okay, so how are you breaking generational curses, Rose, by moving to Hawaii, but you're still doing the same thing that your mama did, okay, which is being involved in a toxic relationship. And Brett, honestly, it's kind of disgusting to me. I don't mean no harm. He is by far not a victim. He don't respect this woman. Some of those videos made me cringe that I seen him. It was just blatant disrespect. Those stretching videos. The whole thing is just weird. Okay, it's like you're using her as a sex object, but it's just, I just, Lord, y'all. Whew, see, anyway, there's too much going on. But let me get off here. But so, if you are interested in this couple, or you want to see what's going on, the channel name is Queen of Kings. And I'm gonna put the at in the video, and I'm also gonna at the mom. Jeranda, girl, child, she get it from her mama. She get it from you, Jeranda. And whatever she's saying about you, I believe it. You know it's true. And you got out here. You came online wanting to embarrass your daughter and drive her crazy. You can't get close to her now because she done moved our way to Hawaii. I really think that Rose moved to Hawaii, I don't know, I said it earlier, to get as far away from y'all as she could. Okay. And that's a shame. But Rose, I wish you well. I wish well for you and your children. I hope that if you choose to get out of this toxic situation, but you need to get help, because you are always going to have baggage rolls until you get some type of therapy and honestly deal with whatever trauma it is that you're dealing with right now. I am truly praying for you. Your mama might not be, but I'm praying for you, because I think you got a beautiful soul. And sometimes when you get a beautiful soul, these demons will come for you. Okay, Chad, I do not fault you for doing what you got to do to take care of your kids, because that's the name of the game. Okay, and for your mama to be having the nerve to speak ill about anything you do when you get it from her, is, I'm like, girl, you got the nerve. And all these people supporting you, they ain't really supporting you for you. They supporting you because they don't like Rose. Okay, and as far as Brad, honey, you are not a victim. Okay. And if anybody, and you got all these women flirting with you online and stuff and all this and all that, and then you got Rose saying all of this weird stuff that you do to her, because you feel insecure about these women, trying to holler at you online. Rose, let them have him. Okay, let him have him, girl. Okay, I heard what you said when you had to make him go seek out his daughter and all this and all that. Just like you got, a child's father paying child support for your first two boys. Just honey, divorce Brett if you can't take it no more. If you feel like it's toxic, get you some help, and just be happy, girl, wherever you are. I wish peace for you. I hope you find you some peace. Brett, you ought to be shaming yourself. The mama ought to be shaming herself. Or any of you guys on here that's trolling and cyberbullying this good-hearted woman ought to be shaming yourself too, because she is clearly going through something. All right, clearly going through something. And for the fact that y'all hating on her, and that's why y'all picking sides and picking on her, and y'all know she can't help it. She done shaved her head off. She can't get offline and take a rest because they need the money. You know what I mean? Brett, that's why you ought to be shaming yourself. Your wife should not be on here having to do this to help make change to pay the bills, honey, because you are not doing what you are supposed to do. And or if you're doing it too slow. Okay. And it is your fault if you cannot stand up to her and tell her, no, we don't need to move to Hawaii. We can't afford it right now. We need to stay in our home in Arizona. We can maybe one day we could build up to move to Hawaii, Rose, but we can't do it right now. That's what you should have told her if you could not afford it. Because clearly, if you're complaining about $8 for a gallon of milk, you clearly, could not afford it. And I realize that you like to save money, and I think Rose like to splurge all the money up. But there has to be a balance. And Brett, I feel like as the husband, as the head, you should have told Rose that Rose, no, we cannot afford to move to Hawaii right now. That's what you should have told her. But we'll never know what the back conversation was like, because marriages are, just you see a little bit online, but you really don't see the whole thing, right? And so, Rose, I just wish health and wealth upon you. And and if your relationship, if you really love this man and he really loves you for real, then y'all should get some marriage counseling. Okay, you also should get some family counseling as it pertains to your family dynamic, because right now it's very toxic. Okay, you are in the midst of a very toxic relationship and your kids are in the middle of it all, and that's unfortunate. But as far as your mama and your other family roles that you ain't got to deal with, girl, if you don't want to deal with them, don't deal with them. You don't have to honor your mama, and she done caused you childhood trauma. All you got to do is leave her alone. You ain't even got to disrespect her or talk about her. All you gotta do is turn her invisible. And Jeranda, you is wrong for you doing your time to something break the cycles of abuse, and you still verbally and emotionally abusing Rose online. Okay, girl. Anyway, I gotta go, y'all. Talk to you guys later. Y'all please like, share, and subscribe. Let me know what y'all think about this video in the comment section. If y'all are interested, just YouTube search Queen of Kings and you will be given all the tea. And honey, just follow the yellow brick road, honey. The rabbit hole goes deep. Okay. I'm like, oh my God. I can hardly stop watching videos, child, to do this video. But this is what I've been looking at this weekend. But I also know what's going on in the streets, and we're gonna come back and talk about that too. But anyway, y'all check out my product bag as well, my shopping bag, the products under the videos. They are from Walmart. There are some back to school items on sale. That I did Target the other day. Today I'm doing Walmart because they have bundles, of items that you could buy all at one in a bundle. And I think that those are some great deals. I also put some laptops on there, some backpacks. It's some really cool stuff, some really good deals. Y'all check out, the links, click on the pic, or, click on the link to any of the products that you might want to purchase. So I'm going to get off of here. I love you guys in the way that Christ loves you. And I'm going to talk to y'all later. Bye bye. Peace.